Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Modern Dude Chat. I'm your host, Chuck. I do not have a co-host, Cody. And so that's how things are. On this episode, I'm just sitting here by myself, expressing my own personal thoughts. Cody's not here to stop me, so I got beer. I may or may not have music. I got some streaming stuff. Of course, I'm talking sports. Cody here to stop me. I'm talking Cowboys. Sorry for the Cowboys haters. Suck it up for this one. And that's going to do it, I think. I don't know. I'm a little off right now. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's hang out and kick it. I'm by myself. If you see a social media posting or anything of me needing to co-host for future weeks because of Cody's situation, jump in, DM, comment, let me know. Hey, sign me up. I want in. Or if you have something you want to promote, or a business or something, and you want to come in for an interview, or you want to co-host with us, or me, if Cody's out, or vice versa, dude, reach out to us. We're all about it. We're all about giving people a bump up, and because we appreciate it as well. So if you got something to promote, or you're just interested in filling in if we have a host out, DM us, find us at social media at Modern Dude Chat, and reach out, or see a posting, comment, like it. Do your thing on it. So, with that being said, you get to listen to me talk for the next 45 minutes. So, good luck. Here we go. Alright guys, back for another episode of Modern Dude Chat. This time, you're riding solo with me, Chuck. Cody is MIA, missing. He is currently out baffling all of the medical community of North Texas. I won't speak on his behalf, but when he returns, because he will return, I will let him address those issues, however which way he pleases. But with that said, let's do a little house cleaning to start this episode. Get some things in order, clear up some things that might have been going on, questions why we were missing with no announcement or no notice of those things. So we've missed 2 weeks now of Modern Dude Chat. And it was sudden, unexpected, and we didn't plan for it, so we've pretty much been completely off the radar for 2 weeks. And it started, so the last episode we recorded, after we were done everything, we hang out for a little bit after we're done, and Cody had mentioned something going on with himself, and just a minor thing, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, that's weird. All right, and then just kept having another conversation and moved on. And then a few days later, he's checking in with doctors and going to urgent cares and ERs and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And so he was down and out, and he's been down and out, and he's still down and out, which is why I'm here by myself. So that shut us down for 1 week, completely unexpected. And then last week, I was feeling a little under the weather, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to go in. I'll do a solo. We'll get this thing done. Whatever. Keep things rolling while Cody's recovering or doing whatever Cody does. So I told Cody, so here's the dynamic. Here's the issue with Cody missing and me wanting to record is that our recording studio where we do all the work is down the street from Cody's house. Cody is the one that has the key to the place. And I had told him, so heads up, Cody, I'm about to drop kick you under the bus for this one. This is 100% Cody's fault. He will try to blame his wife, but I will not allow that to happen. This is on Cody, not on anyone else. I hold him completely responsible. So anyway, I knew he wasn't going to make it. So I was like, hey, I'm not going to record on our typical night. I'm going to come in on a Wednesday and coming on Wednesday night, leave the key or just make sure someone can run over and or gives me access or has it unlocked, and I'll be in and out and do my thing. No worries. I don't have to bother anyone or do any schedules because they've been taking care of kids and all that good stuff. So he's like, yeah, cool, I got you, no problem. We'll be ready, whatever. Even talked to him like the day I was recording. And like, hey, yeah, I'm going to get in there tonight. If you got anything, just let me know. He's like, yeah, cool, just let me know how it goes. Da-da-da-da. It takes me on a good night straight winds, going with the wind, no traffic, no issues. I can get from my house to where we record in about 20 minutes. So 20 to 30 minutes it takes me to get from my place to here. And we record late so we can put our kids down and get the wives settled in and then we can do our thing at night. So it's about 8 o'clock. I leave my house. I get over here about 8:20. I pull up to where we record, and it's next to I think we mentioned it's his mother-in-law's house is next door. And I pull up and it looks like all the lights are out, like nobody's home. And I'm like, okay. I mean, it is like almost 9 o'clock at this point. Probably went to bed or something, She's usually, if we get there earlier, she usually step out, say hello, talk or whatever. So that wasn't the case. So I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. So I sit there, get my stuff out, go to the door, locked. And I was like, what the hell? So I sit there for a little bit, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe she hears my truck or whatever. I didn't want to go knock on the door because I didn't know if the kids were spending the night or what, and I didn't want to wake anybody up, obviously, because I'm a courteous gentleman. And so I sit there for about a few minutes, and nothing's happening. And then I start, then paranoia sits in my brain. I'm like, am I looking like a creeper? Like, everyone else don't know I just come on here. There's no one. Looks like no one's home. I just rolled up in the driveway. I'm just chilling here, kind of in the dark, looking like a crazy person. And Cody and his wife are not in town. They're in Dallas. And so he's the only one I know has a key to this place that I have a number to get a hold of. So long story short, I was fully prepared to do my duty and cover my responsibility. And Cody left me high and dry. So I got in my truck, packed everything up, rolled back to town, and then told him what happened. He was like, you can go back tomorrow. I was like, nah, bro, you missed it. I mean, I can't be driving over here every night of the week trying to do this. So anyway, and then, and when I said, Cody, dude, what the hell? For a few days that I was coming, he was like, oh, dude, I told the wife about it. She dropped the ball. What a savage, just completely throwing his wife under the bus. I will not allow it. I will not stand for it. Cody, I hold you responsible for that. And that is where we left off last week. So the first week Cody was out. The second week, he left me high and dry, locked out of our place to record. And then I've pretty much been sick since that moment until today. So I'm actually in the best mood, feeling the best I have in about a week. So I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll. There's nothing really on the list for me to talk about. I'm just gonna just kind of wing it. Cody's not here to stop me. I can say and do whatever I want, and it's the law. So, Cody, kiss my ass. This is how we do things when I'm in charge. I guess not when I'm in charge. When I have no one here to check me or keep me in line. So I'm just going to random off some stories. I think I'm just going to fill in some gaps on some news stories that we've kind of briefly mentioned and I haven't really talked about. Like for sports, I'll get to sports later. So all you Cowboy haters or don't like talking about Dallas Cowboys, get ready because that's definitely happening. I'm going to just give my thoughts on the Dak Prescott issue and then finally get into my thoughts on Mike McCarthy being the head coach. We mentioned it before. If you've listened since the beginning, you know that I really do not like Mike McCarthy. So it's kind of a gut check that he's the head coach of the boys now. So we'll talk about that. And then from a guy I really don't like to a guy I absolutely hate, Tom Brady. So we'll touch on that. So just a little cleanup, just chit chat, hang out, give you something to listen to. But with that being said, we always have a beer feature or a drink feature, liquor, alcohol, whatever. And I got a good one for you guys this week. This has been mentioned before on the podcast. We have not officially featured it because Cody wouldn't allow me to. And you know what? He's not here, and I make the rules. So today, I'm officially bringing to you the gloriousness that is the Natural Light Natter Day. This is a new beer combination that Natural Light put out last year. We finally hit on it at the end of summer, and I have been steadily crushing them ever since then. This may seem like a seasonal beer. It is not. I just crush it any and every opportunity I get. This has kind of become my go-to choice, just because it's not heavy in like I don't know, beerness. It's not heavy on, it's a light beer, but they put enough other flavors in there that it don't even really seem like a beer to me. I just drink it almost like a cocktail or I don't know, like essentially like a lemonade. So just crack them open and slam them down. So the can's pink and yellow. Let's see if I can do this like Cody. Cody, kiss my ass. We're doing Natter Days. The can is a light pink. It's yellow on the bottom. It's got pink lawn flamingos all over it. It says Natural Light. Natter Days ribbon on the bottom. This is for those who like strawberry lemonade and drinking beer, which I'm a fan of both. So before I get into more details of it, I'm going to go ahead and crack this bad boy open, and I definitely recommend you get your hands on these. And I'm not even going to I don't even need to give a reaction because y'all already know I'm drinking this at least one an episode as it is. So this is going to get the highest score I've ever give, and just because I drink it so damn much. I'm not going to give it a perfect 10. That's absurd. I will give it a 9.5 for the Natural Light Natter Day. And honestly, I hate Natural Light, so this is definitely different for me because I do not sign up to drink the regular Natural Lights. So Natural Light Natter Day. This is from the website. A sessionable light lager brewed with a phenomenal combination of ripe strawberry and fresh lemonade flavors that are perfect for increasing the fun of every occasion. For those who like strawberry lemonade and drinking beer, sit back, relax. It's Natter Day. And this also carries a 4.2% alcohol volume. So cheers to that. Cheers to the Natter Day. And that's what we're doing. If you don't like it, too bad. Just give Cody a prayer so he comes back and takes us back over. And then, as always, with a good beverage, we got to have good music. And I got nothing for you because this is Cody's segment 100%. I've already burned myself out on 2020. I gave you the Black Pumas. I gave you Eminem. That's all I got. That's all the rounds in the chamber. It was just a double barrel shotgun, one round only. I'm done. I'm out. No new music from me unless you like Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber. They come out with new songs, or new albums. So if you're into the Biebs and you're a Swiftie, go check those guys out. I guess. Sure. So music, it's great. Go listen to some. And some streaming news. We always talk about what we're watching. For 90s kids, some interesting news from Disney Plus. To I think highly underrated shows. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. is coming back, and they're bringing back Rick Moranis, who's been retired from acting. They're going to bring him back for a series, and I'm intrigued. I always loved the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids and Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. I actually remember Honey, I Blew Up the Kid more than the other. But I used to wear those movies out. And then what I'm looking forward to, the news that came out, is the Quack Attack is back, Jack. They are bringing back a Mighty Ducks series for Disney Plus, based off of, so essentially going to be a 25-year sequel from the Mighty Ducks trilogy from the 90s. And even better, they're bringing back Emilio Estevez, Gordon Bombay, the coach of the Mighty Ducks, the Minnesota Miracle Man. He's bringing it back. But like, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be awesome. I'm jacked. And then I saw that the Mighty Ducks might be the villains of the series. So if that's the case, I don't know how I'm going to, I don't know if I'm here for that. So I just give me some Charlie Conway and Gordon Bombay, Triple Deke, Flying V. Let's do this thing. Bash Bros, Knuckle Puck. I want all the old stuff. The old stuff is new. I think that, yeah, old stuff is new. Is that how you say it? Sure. Yeah, let's go with that. The old stuff is new again. I usually am not a fan of reboots and remakes and sequels of long gone, but I don't know, when they go and pluck some of the all-time favorites from your childhood or from your memories, that's a good one. I mean, I'm intrigued. Like, sign me up for that. I'll definitely be watching. And speaking of streaming, we've mentioned like some of our favorite streaming shows, and we've mentioned Narcos being one of Cody and mine all-time favorites on Netflix. And so the first 3 seasons, which was Narcos, pretty much followed the Colombia cartels and Pablo Escobar and cocaine trafficking, basically. And then they did a spin. It was originally supposed to be a direct sequel, but they essentially just did a spin-off called Narcos Mexico, which follows the marijuana growth and basically the explosion of the Mexican cartels and drug trafficking and marijuana and government corruption and all that. So I had not watched it. I actually hadn't even finished season 3 of the original Narcos because, I mean, it's been out long enough. Spoiler alert on the original Narcos. The first 2 seasons are pretty much about Pablo Escobar, which I was really interested in and was really into. And then he dies. Shocker, I know. He dies, and then season 3 kind of picks up like where the pieces fell and the Cali cartel that comes in behind. So I didn't really finish. I started it, but I didn't finish it. And when I pretty much got sick for the last week, all I've been doing is sitting on my ass watching TV. And I mean, I couldn't even go to sleep. So I've been like awake for 18, 20 hours a day, just can't move, can't get off the couch, can't go to sleep, streaming anything and everything, and it'll catch my attention. So I finally settled in on finishing Narcos because I wanted to watch Narcos Mexico. So I finished Narcos, and it is great. It is awesome. Still one of my favorite shows of all time. And then the past few days, I guess, well, it's Thursday now. Sunday or Monday, I sat down and started Narcos Mexico. And the reason I did is because I needed a new season that had plenty of content I could binge for a while. And season 2 of Narcos Mexico just dropped, so there's essentially 2 full seasons I could get my hands on and watch at one time. So anyway, I started watching it, and like I get toward the end, like the last few episodes, and they have me hook, line, and sinker. I text Cody and I'm like, dude, I'm talking Narcos on the pod, Narcos Mexico, because it has been a long while since I felt so many different, like, actual emotions from watching a television show. And I'm not talking like getting pissed because that one show with dragons like didn't do things right. I'm talking about like the story and the characters have me so invested and so involved that the way things are going down, I'm getting visibly irritated and upset that so essentially, without going into too much detail, I mean, I don't want to spoil it too much for people because it is really good. And if you don't know the story behind it, it's really good. But obviously, in those days, back in the 80s, and the drug trafficking, lots of corruption in the Mexican government. And you see all these different times and scenarios where this DEA agent is doing everything he can, jumping up and down, screaming and waving like, this shit is going on. Somebody do something. This is bad. This is going to end bad. So many people, and over and over and over again, everyone just sweeps under the rug, turns a blind eye to it, and by the end of the season 1, by the time the shit hits the fan, it's like too late, and then it's like reactionary instead of doing stuff beforehand. And like I'm sitting there, a nervous freaking wreck, and at the same time pissed off and angry. Like I want to throw stuff at the TV. I want to yell. I want to call somebody in the show and like, listen to him, you idiot. And I just found myself, after it was done, I just had to take a break and be like, what the hell? It's a TV show. Like, I know that, but I mean, the story's so good. The way it's done is so good. And I don't know. This one was 10 times better than the Narcos original. This Narcos Mexico is badass. And I'm telling you, when I felt that, I was like, dang, this is good. And that was just towards the end of season 1. I didn't even finish season 1 yet, which I have now. And starting the season 2, which is starting out really strong too. So I don't know what happens. I don't know how it ends. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. I'm just saying, Narcos Mexico on Netflix is a banger. Go check it out. Stream it, and don't be one of those wusses or one of those Neanderthals that. I mean. It's mostly in Spanish. It will be subtitled. And just don't be a wuss about it. I mean, come on. It's good enough. After a while, you watch a few episodes, you won't even notice, like, that you're reading the screen. And, like, it'll all come together. Like, when I started watching Narcos years ago, I put the subtitles on all the time just so I could understand. Because they'll go in and out between English and Spanish, and I just wanted it one way across, so I just do it. I just left it on, and now all my shows have captions on it. I mean, people, my sister-in-law, parents come over, and we're watching TV, or the kids are watching a movie, and there's words going across the bottom of Frozen, and they were like, why are the subtitles on? I was like, yeah, Dad just watches everything with subtitles now. It's just natural to me now. So don't let that deter you or hold you back from watching this series, because it is, like I said, it's a banger. Just like this Natural Light Natterday, which I'm going to take another sip of right now. So there's quite a few stories that we obviously didn't get to. We missed because of the time frame. We don't get to talk much about the Super Bowl, which awesome for Pat Mahomes. Glad he pulled it out and got that sucker done. We don't get to talk about the Super Bowl commercials, which I was actually looking forward to because a lot of them was pretty good. I'm blaming Cody again because there was a Mr. Peanut ad where he died, and during the Super Bowl, they came out with a new spokesman, which was Baby Nut. So hashtag Baby Nut was trending, and Cody robbed me of a full discussion and reaction to hashtag to Baby Nut. So thanks, Cody, for taking my fun away. So missed that. Ship sailed on that one. The stuff about the Astros, we addressed it in, I think, the last episode. Now they're coming out. Spring training's about to start, and they're just looking like complete ding-dongs over and over. And then the commissioner, a jackass in his own right, is basically saying, oh, let's forget about it and move on, and nobody retaliate. I cannot wait to watch every single. I can't wait to watch the Astros get trash thrown on them, beer cans hummed at them. I want to see every one of them get beaned every single game. I cannot wait to watch Astros games because I just want it to be a complete riot, especially when they go to places like the Yankees when they go to the Bronx. Oh, I can't wait for that. I don't think that they played the Dodgers, but they did. Oh, that'd be amazing. So when they go play like the Red Sox and the Yankees and them, the teams that they beat, like in the playoffs to go to the World Series or in the World Series during the last 3 years, or in the playoffs, cannot wait to watch the destruction. And I don't know what the commissioner is going to do about it. He didn't discipline for doing this. I don't think you can come down too hard on him for getting beaned over and over. So that's that. And then we completely missed the debut of the XFL. And I had some news and notes and whatnot from the XFL. I was going to do a little piece on it, but I won't go too far because we're now 2 weeks in. By the time you're listening, it's probably 3 weeks in now. And I would say it's starting off pretty well, actually, better than expected. The ratings are good. It's held up to actually play on the fields much better than Alliance football. The only disappointment I have is that being in close to Dallas, you pick your hometown team, and the Dallas Renegades that look like shit the first 2 weeks. Even with Landry Jones didn't play week 1, came back and played week 2, but like DC Defenders and some other teams, they're putting on a show, man, and it's good. Now, the quick notes I had about that I do really enjoy. We've talked about sports betting, and what I think is awesome about the XFL is they don't shy away from it. So, like, on the presentation of the game, they have like the over-under spread on the screen. So you can see it and they track. It's like a tracker. So like the over and under is set at 55.5. They have it on the screen and they track it for you. And same with point spread. If like the Dallas is favored by 6 points, it's on the screen. And then like even on the commentary, they reference it and don't shy away with it, which is refreshing and really awesome experience, especially if I haven't got around to put any wagers on it, the XFL, but if they were like implement that in like the NBA or the NFL, shoot, that'd be a game changer in my opinion. I don't know if they will anytime soon, but the fact that somebody did and it's out there in the world now is pretty dope. The live mics and interviews are really funny. Just like the first week, they had a kicker miss a field goal, and they immediately ran up to him and asked him why he missed. Which, oh my gosh, if we could run a mic out in front of kickers at the NFL, I would love it. Love it. And then last week, week 2, one of the quarterbacks, they asked him at halftime what needed to change with the game plan. He said, the whole thing sucks. We just scratched the whole game plan and start over. And he subsequently got benched for the second half. So that was pretty hilarious. So the interviews and stuff is good. The presentation is good. And then finally, the rule changes with kickoffs and the points after touchdown are awesome. Like, the NFL has been working to try to fix this kickoff situation, and the XFL did it in the first week of their inaugural second coming of the XFL. First week of the new XFL. Let's say that. They fixed it. And it's that, everyone lines up. Nobody moves until the ball carrier catches the ball. Then all hell breaks loose. And it's pretty awesome and actually gives opportunities for some big returns, which is cool. And then the point after touchdowns, there's essentially no kicks after touchdowns. There's no field goals. It's you have at a certain yardage point, you go for 1 point, 2 points, or 3-pointers. And to me, that's a game changer. Just because so many different options, and it does kind of encourage the teams and the coaches and the play callers to be aggressive and go after it. And you can be down 3 points, or you can be down 9 points essentially, score a touchdown, go for a 3-pointer, and you're back in a tie ball game. And that's crazy. That's crazy. And I think there's a 30 for 30 out there that ESPN has done called This is the XFL. And I highly recommend you track that sucker down and watch it if you're a fan of football, because actually, as much as people shit on the original incarnation of the XFL, the NFL actually stole a lot of the creative ideas and presentation of the game from the XFL after it folded. So like the Sky Cam and some other stuff that they've done, that came from the XFL. And again, they're rolling it out here. A lot of the presentation and like these rule changes are really, really good when you strip it down and look at it not through, a cynical XFL lens of, oh, that's not the NFL, it's going to suck kind of thing. It's actually really, really interesting, and wondering if just the NFL would adopt it or not would be cool. So anyway, if you haven't checked out the XFL, dude, I wouldn't say cut out your time. Like, don't devote a Saturday or Sunday afternoon to watching it. But like me, like, I don't do that. But if, like, last weekend I was sick, I didn't have nothing else to do, so I sat around and watched a little bit of the games. But if you're like doing yard work or you're just cleaning up around the house, put it on, check it out for a little bit. If you like it, cool. If you don't, you don't. No big deal. But it's just another filler in between baseball season starting, NBA playoffs starting, and the NFL coming back. So, it's not trash, and I'm not going to hate on it. So there it is. That's my opinion of the XFL. Cody, what do you think? Oh shit, Cody ain't here. Okay, so Cody ain't here. He's my guiding light on trying to stay away from talking about the Dallas Cowboys all the time. Get some more of that natty light. So my governor's not here to stop me. And this is what we're doing. We're diving right into it. Right now, Dak Prescott is one of a few, honestly. There's Phillip Rivers, Ryan Tannehill, Marcus Mariota, Jameis Winston. But, the top two free agent quarterbacks out there, I say free agents in quotes, is Tom Brady and Dak Prescott. Tom Brady's free to do whatever he wants. Dak Prescott's kind of in limbo because they're trying to work out an extension, but he can also be franchise tagged. So essentially, he's probably not going anywhere this season, but it's just gotten so muddy that it makes you wonder. And so here's my thing. Here's my thing with Dak Prescott. I think he's a really good quarterback, and I think he could be the team. I think he is the quarterback for the Cowboys. I say that meaning I'm not ride or die Dak. I am if he's our quarterback for a while, but what I'm saying is, I'm not Dak or bust. Like, if they, for some reason, decide Dak ain't the guy, let him go, trade him, whatever, I'd be cool with that. On the flip side, if they want to give him $38 million a year, I'm cool with that too. I just want a decision to get made so we can move on and know what we're doing moving forward. And if you're upset about him possibly getting 36, 37, 38 million a year, tough shit. The quarterback market in the NFL, it's one of those things. It is what it is. The price of franchise quarterbacks is the price of franchise quarterbacks. It goes up every year. Next guy up gets the biggest contract. Russell Wilson just signed last year for $35 a year. You'd have to think Dak's going to get probably 36, 37. I don't know what they're squabbling over. I don't know what they're fighting over. And frankly, I don't care. One way or another, I just want it to get resolved. And I think the Cowboys are idiots for letting them get this far and not signing them and locking them up to essentially whatever he wants. But at the same time, there's been some whispers and scenarios out there that I would not be against. One being trade Dak for a busload of picks, including first rounders, and get Joe Burrow or Tua T. And if you told me I could trade Dak, get 2 first rounders and a second, or just 2 first rounders, and one of them gets me Burrow or Tua T, or next year gets me Trevor Lawrence, sign me up all day for that. I get my quarterback for the future, and I get 2 more, first 2-round picks. I'd be all for that. And honestly, if you put me under pressure, made me pick between signing Dak or getting 2 1s and a 2 for him, I'd probably take the 2 1s and a 2 if I knew it was like a top 3 pick where I would get a quarterback. So I'm kind of just waiting to see how it plays out. I just don't want to drag out and like kick us in the ass later. Like, they've already screwed up for letting it get this long, and I don't know what's taking them so long to lock them up. But it needs to get done one way or another. And one of the other quarterbacks is whispered coming. I mean, I don't think it's anywhere close to possibility, but just it's been dropped a couple times, and is Tom Brady. And I don't want to spin off on hatred for Tom Brady, but just the fact that there is a real possibility and betting odds that he most likely will not return to New England this offseason is crazy. Like, to me, that's probably the biggest headline of the offseason is if he doesn't sign with the Patriots. That would be nuts. And like the teams that are rumored are even more crazy to me, which is I heard on the way over here that like the top 2 are the Raiders and the Titans. Like, the Raiders have been out there for a while. Like, I would get that one. But the Titans is just, I don't know. I have a mental block when the Titans come. Like, I hate their uniforms. I hate their name. Pretty much despise everything about them, but I love their players. And just seeing Tom, maybe I say it would be the ugliest thing, but maybe seeing Tom Brady as a Tennessee Titan would be the greatest thing I've ever seen. I'm not sure. But that's probably one of the biggest storylines if you're not tracking NFL is that, like, if you're just a peripheral NFL watcher and you're not aware of this, just know that there's a real opportunity, and like odds are saying Tom Brady will not be suiting up for the New England Patriots again, which that's just mind blowing. And then, but then, like, he's also been rumored to be at the Chargers and then the Cowboys have been mentioned too. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll see where all the pieces land when it's over. But free agency is about to start. Draft season is about to start, and then I get excited around this time to see. I like seeing players move, switch teams, sign different contracts, and then of course I'm a fan of the draft and seeing where the new guys end up. So this is like the second season of NFL. The next month or two, and then it's summertime and it's time to prep for fantasy football. So it seems like it comes and goes so fast, but then at the same time it doesn't. So it comes and goes so slow, but actually it comes and goes pretty fast. But anyway, and then so let's talk real quick about Mike McCarthy being the coach of the Cowboys. Initially, so I was so low with the Cowboys to the point where I don't care who's hired. My intermediate school PE coach could get hired for all I care, as long as it wasn't Jason Garrett. Like, anybody, seriously sitting there saying anybody but Jason Garrett. And then I see it come through. Cowboys are hiring Mike McCarthy, and I pretty much just sank down in my seat. Like, immediately went into like okay, if Jason Garrett was worst case scenario, Mike McCarthy is second worst case scenario. And I was upset. I did not like the hire. I was happy because it wasn't Garrett, but at the same time, like, thinking this is our guy, and I hated him, did not like him as the head coach of the Packers. And if you don't know, or we haven't mentioned it before, the Packers are like my second team behind the Cowboys, so I do keep track of them and keep up with them. I've just been kind of a lull because of McCarthy, and I think Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag. So I find it hard to root for both of them. So McCarthy was gone, and now Rodgers left. Now McCarthy's back in my life, but now he's playing for my number one team, my true love, the Dallas Cowboys. And I was upset. Like, I was like, this, I don't know how this is gonna go. And then there was rumors of who's gonna bring back and not bring back, and the whole Jason Garrett scenario where he wouldn't leave is just weird. And then, so now all the pieces have kind of shaken out, and when some of these names came out on his coaching staff, like, I'm hesitant, like I'm a little guarded, like I got a wall up to Mike McCarthy, but I'm willing to let him in. I'm willing to let him into my heart. And mainly the one and only hire I need to see that made me feel that is, so he hired Rob Davis, Joe Philbin, Mike Nolan, and Joe Tomsula, and really his whole staff has been ex-head coaches for the NFL and pretty decent coordinators as well. I mean, they were good enough coordinators to get head coaching opportunities, and then now they're back in coordinator roles. And I mean, he's got a pretty damn solid staff. But the one coach that got hired, that when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, sign me up on this. If this is what we're doing, I'm in." And it's gonna sound weird, and especially for me, is the special teams coach John Fossil from the Los Angeles Rams. That dude is massively underrated in the coaching world, and especially as a special teams coach, he is a freaking beast. And like, I could not be happier to have a guy on the coaching staff. And if you want to see any snippets or what he's about and what he can do, go back and watch. I think they did one of the very first All or Nothings for Amazon Prime was the Los Angeles Rams, or were they Los Angeles? They might have been the St. Louis Rams and going to Los Angeles, or their first. It's when Fisher was the head coach, and then he got fired. John Fossil was the interim head coach, and they hired Sean McVay, but Sean McVay kept Fossil on his staff. But you really see behind the scenes and what kind of dude this guy is and how he can lead people, and sign me up all day on that. So when the announcement was initially done, I was like, ugh, I don't know about all that. I ain't here for that. But just seeing the coaches he put together, especially John Fossil, is pretty dope. And then the other big one that everyone kind of noticed was he did keep on Kellen Moore, and if I remember right, Kellen Moore is the only returning Cowboys coach, which is fine with me. I think he did just fine as a coordinator last year, and now with a different coach and different coaches to work with, might open it up and be even better. And then just a fan favorite, Packer fan favorite, Al Harris is on the coaching staff, which, I mean, who can you hate on Al Harris being on the coaching staff? So I'm all here for it. But yeah, that's kind of just running through the quick stories and the quick updates and what we got going on. I do expect Cody to return next week. He says he's going to return. If he can't, or I get wind that he might, I may need some backup, and I may be calling on the listeners to come in. And if you're in the area, you can make it in to Royce City, and you want to co-host an episode of the podcast. You got something to promote. You want to come up here and kick it with us or kick it with me. I'll put a shout out there, or if you just want to DM us and let us know, hey, I got something I want to promote, or give us a shout out, or if you need a co-host, sign me up. Just let me know and reach out to us. And if you see an announcement and you're in, just say, hey, I'll do it, and we might be reaching out to you. So just be on the lookout on social media for any kind of, hey, I need a co-host. I need someone to tag in, guest spot for me until Cody gets back. But he says he's going to be back next week. We'll see. I hope he is. I hope he's getting better. I hope he's doing right. But we'll see what happens. But anyway, keep it on the lookout on social media. And if you don't have us as a friend, or you haven't had us, man, be sure to do that. Jump on that. You can find us across the board at Modern Dude Chat. You can find me personally at Modern Chuck. Cody's at Cody Murph, CODYMURF. If I fuck that up, my fault. It should be ingrained in my head, but yeah, that sounds right. I'm committing. I'm confident. I'm sticking with it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this episode of Modern Dude Chat. Thanks for listening. Sorry it was a solo episode. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. If you made it this far, appreciate you. Keep listening. Keep up with us. Help us grow this thing. Share it. Tell your friends. Go check out Beard Supply. Get you some Beard Supply products at beardsupply.com. Yeah, thanks for the support, and we'll keep this thing rolling. So until no, that ain't how we'll do this. We'll catch you next time. Peace.